Hey everybody, I got a new question that I want to answer for you, but first, I want to tell you about what happened today, and at the end I got a question for you that you can answer for me. So at my camp today, a company came in called Aussie X Football. And for those of you who don't know, that's an Australian company that comes into camps in Canada and runs Australian sports. So the guy came in and he started speaking to us, and he had a heavy accent. I mean, it was heavy. And I turned to the leader beside me and I was like, yo, this guy's accent. Whoa! And it was crazy. And the more I thought about it, I thought, well, most of the people who watch my videos and follow me on Tumblr, well, they're American. And Americans think that we say about wrong. But I think that Americans say it wrong. Anyways, so my question to you is, do I have an accent? Do I say things differently? Or is that just a bunch of hogwash and you guys are just playing around with me and toying around and being silly? Being a bunch of little sillies. But no. Back onto a serious note. My question I got from someone it's pretty lengthy, so it says this. Hey, I'm not sure if you'll ever get around to this question, and if not, that's okay. But I need some sort of advice, and although I've never met you, I trust you. I've been saved for quite some time now, and I've been through a lot that's gotten me to where I am today. But the one thing that I struggle with is my family. I mean, my sister is against everything I stand for, but I have no problem hanging out with her. But my brother is struggling with his faith, and I have a hard time getting close to him. I mean, we're a close-knit family, but him and I aren't close like my sister and I are, and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I've prayed about it, and I've prayed about it, but I feel like there's a wall that I can't get over. And it's not on his part. He is just the victim. I can't even hug him, though. And if I sound like a horrible person, please know that I'm not. I want to have a close relationship with him like I do with my sister. So if you have any advice, it would be much appreciated. Happy face. God bless. You know, it's funny, because I heard a service the other day that had a little bit to do with this. You see, I went to visit my sister for the weekend, and she lives in a city that is about a 4-hour drive from where I live, so I had to stay for the weekend. And because I stayed for the weekend, I went to visit her church. And it's a big church. It's a really big one. Like, I go to a church that has maybe, I don't know, in total 200 to 300 people. But this church, easily 1,200 people. So there's a lot of people there, and the person that was speaking was actually my current church's old youth pastor. And he was just speaking for the one Sunday. No, not because I was going down there, but because I think the pastor was doing something different, and they just had him come in. And it was a phenomenal message, but he asked this question in the middle of the message. You know, he looked into the crowd, and he said this: what do you do when God doesn't answer your prayers? And I had never thought about this question before, so I leaned back in my chair and I started to think about it. And then he asked again, what do you do when God doesn't answer your prayers in the way that you thought he should have answered your prayer? So I thought about it, and I didn't know what to do, because I think that Christians either A, think that God will just answer their prayer no matter what, or B, they just pray to God, you know, God, I pray that you will do what you know is best, God, in this situation, because you know more than I do. And not to say there's anything wrong to pray like that, because that's how I pray. Like, let's be real here. God works on heavenly standards. We work on earthly standards. He knows more than we do. So to pray like that is probably logical. But you are in a situation where you are praying for something specific. No? You're praying that your brother comes to salvation, comes to Christ Jesus, and you're praying that you build a relationship with him, a better one than the one you have now, right? So I actually have a parable for you that I want to read. I got my Bible right here in front of me, and not all Canadians call their Bible their Bibble, but I call it my Bibble because my friend got me addicted to the word Bibble, because I think it's just a funny word. And you can be like, yo, I'm going to my Bible study. Anyways, but the parable is this. You know, Jesus was talking to his disciples. It's from the book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 1 to, I think, 8. Right? So it's pretty short. I'll read it to you. Then Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that they should always pray and never give up. He said, "In a certain town there was a judge who neither feared God nor cared about man. And there was a widow in that town who kept coming up to him with the plea, 'Grant me my justice against my adversary.' For some time he refused, but finally he said to himself, 'Even though I don't fear God or care about man, yet because his widow keeps bothering me, I will see that she gets justice, so that she won't eventually wear me out with her coming.' And the Lord said, 'Listen to what the unjust judge said. And when will not God bring about justice for those who he has chosen, who cry out to him day and night? Will he keep putting them off? I tell you, he will see that they get justice, and quickly. However, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth?'" Listen to what the unjudged judge said. "And will not God bring justice for his chosen ones, who cry out to him day and night?" That needs to be you, right? You need to be the persistent widow who never gives up on your brother, who prays day and night, morning when you wake up, night when you go to sleep, during breakfast, during lunch, during dinner. You always need to be praying. You need to pray to the point where God is fed up of hearing you. And I say that jokingly, because of course God is never fed up of listening to someone pray. But what I'm saying is you need to pray so relentlessly. You need to never give up. If years pass, 10, 20, 30 years pass, you still need to be praying that same prayer every day until your brother comes to faith. And when he does, thank God for it. Because you need to be persistent. You need to show and prove to yourself even, I can do this. And for my brother's sake, I won't stop. So you need to be don't be the unjust judge. You need to be the persistent widow. So I hope that you can take this parable into your life right now. And I hope that you can take it to heart and never stop praying. And I hope that you get this message. And I hope that if you're not this one person who sent me this message, I hope that you're praying for this person. Even if it's once, the prayers of a righteous person is powerful and effective. That comes from the book of James. Probably one of my favorite books written. Anyways, I hope that helps.